Welcome to East New York, home of the murder rates, home of some of the worst projects, some of the worst housing structures you've seen, some of the most violent crimes.
30-year-old Alexis grew up in Eastern New York, where the 75th Police Precinct reported the highest murder rate in the city in 2011, according to crime reports compiled by DNAinfo.com. Violent crime continues to be widespread in the community, but for one woman, Catherine Green, she sees the neighborhood differently.
I don't walk in with, this underserved population and all of these things. I walk in with, we have brilliant people here who have been ignored for a very long time and have been cut off from resources from the city, and it's time for them to get what they deserve.
Catherine's vision began in a practical way. She used to take her young daughter to dance class in downtown Brooklyn. It was a long commute, and one day,
I thought to myself, not only am I traveling this far, I'm also spending money in another community, and why isn't there something here?
A year and a half later, Catherine's vision developed to found a non-profit art center in 2009 called Arts East New York. She started in a small place on a corner until a developer helped her to rent a decent and affordable place. Kids today can dance in their own neighborhood.
My favorite part is seeing the faces of the children in the neighborhood. Just the looks on their faces you can't even buy that. You cannot buy it.
The center also provides young dancers like Bricks who grew up dancing on the streets with the opportunity to dance and teach in a professional studio.
Like when I was about these kids' age, I really never had a studio at all. I was into dancing, but danced in my house and danced on the streets. I didn't really have the opportunity to have a studio with mirrors. I didn't really see myself in the mirror.
He's now a professional dancer in Flixton that was started in Eastern New York in the 90s. Catherine's plan also included studios for local young artists like Alexis, who started to draw on the walls at the age of 12 as a way to reflect on his childhood.
When you have an entire system that's disenfranchised you, that's taken all the resources away from you, what else can you do but turn on your own brother, turn on your own sister and rob them, kill them so that you can eat? I mean, what do you do in a neighborhood like that, man? Find a way out. That's what art was for us. That's why we did graffiti.
He was arrested over 10 times because of the graffiti. The turning point in Alex's life was when he met Catherine 4 years ago and worked as a volunteer at the center until recently. He found a job as an art teacher at Harlem School of the Arts.
So I started working under her. At this point in time, I had no experience in the art field whatsoever, so she took a risk with me and she allowed me to be part of her organization. Absolutely. I attribute my start as a teaching artist to Arts East New York.
Catherine Green is not just about changing people's life. She's also about transforming abandoned places into human spaces.
She was sick of the dirty, dark, and scary streets where she passed daily.
I lived off of Livonia, and I used to take the 3 train all the time. And it would be, at a certain time in the morning where it's very dark outside. I always felt very uncomfortable walking down that strip.
So Catherine decided to change this scene by establishing a mural program in the community. They painted a mural to tell the story of Trayvon Martin, a victim of gun violence.
Now when people walk down Livonia Avenue, it's not like, you're walking, you just want to run to the train or you feel uncomfortable. You see a face, a sea of your peers or, someone who looks like you, and a story and something to reflect on.
In their first gala event, Arts East New York's family celebrated 7 years of working in the neighborhood and how they need more support.
We want a theater space, we want a performance space, we want more opportunities for local entrepreneurs in the neighborhood, we want more studio spaces and residencies for the local artists in the community.
What people in the nonprofit world ask is, can an organization like Arts East New York grow beyond its founding?
There's no amount that is too big or too small.
Can it keep finding funders when paying employees become a challenge? The people of Eastern New York certainly hope so. And among them all, it's the hope of these kids.